everybody, and welcome back. I'm so glad that you are back. Today I come to you with my unpopular opinion to popular palettes. So let's make up. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about 5 palettes. Let me see, I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 palettes that I think are good, but I think that I have an unpopular opinion about them. I saw Ashley from the Glamour Index do sort of a video that is sort of like this. It's like unpopular opinions to popular products or something like that. I will link her video down below. I think it's such a wonderful video. And it gave me an idea and I thought, well, you know, I'm just going to do a little spin-off of that and just talk about palettes that I have an unpopular opinion about. And so let's get this started. Okay, first of all, I don't even know which one to start with. I'll start with this one. I'm going to start with the Tarteist Pro. This was a gift from my husband. He gave it to me for Christmas, I think 2 years ago, and I really like it. It has a humongous mirror. You know, the packaging is going to do all kinds of glare. It has a humongous mirror. It is a pro palette. It has every color under the sun that you want. It has these 4 metallics. However, I don't reach for this palette very much. I think that the shadows are a little bit dry. And I mean, Tarte shadows, I really love Tarte shadows. And it smells good. It smells like vanilla. They are good shadows. They're pigmented. This is the Amazonian clay formula, and they're pigmented and they are good. However, I do find them a little bit hard to blend. I think that some of these colors, especially if you stay in this vicinity right here, I think they're muddy together and you can't really tell the difference. And so it's a palette that you have to be really careful about using. And you know, when it came out, people loved it. It had hype and it's pretty, but you know, these 4, they said that they were like duochromes. I don't think they're duochromes, they're metallics. They're pretty metallics. I just, it's a pretty palette. I just don't think I would go ahead and pay the $50-something that it is. I have it and I don't reach for it very much. I will never get rid of it because it was a gift from my husband and I love him for that. But I think this is my unpopular opinion on this very popular palette. It's good, but yeah. Okay, my next one is, I know you guys are gonna kill me. My next one is the chocolate bar from Too Faced. Yes, okay. So let me just, before people, you know, start clicking away at the thumbs down button and things like that. Okay, first of all, like this palette, this was my very first high-end palette. This was my very first palette that I paid full price for it. I went ahead and, you know, saved up some money. It was unheard of in my vocabulary and world 3 years ago to spend $50 on a palette. That was just unheard of. But I saved the money and bought it. And I really liked it. But I remember looking at it when I brought it home and thinking, wow, these colors are very similar to each other. It's very neutral. It's very brownish, you know, brownish, red brown. And it has, you know, I think this pink one, I think is a complete dud. I think that one is good for just kind of blending, but it's a dud. It's very, very dry. I don't know. The other ones are good, especially this one, this shade right here. And I still like it. I just don't reach for it very much. I think this was very overhyped and, well, at that moment, it's not that it was overhyped. It was hyped and with good reason. I don't think anyone had come out with something like this. And of course, it smells like chocolate and it's good. I don't know. I think there are better things, very formulas out there. This formula is dry and I have dry eyelids and it kind of accentuates everything on my eyelids. When I get a dry patch here, I get dry patches here. And when I use this, I have to be real careful because it can accentuate that. So it's a good palette. I think for beginners it's good, but there are other palettes out there that for beginners are, I think, better than this one. So that's my unpopular opinion about the Too Faced chocolate bar. Okay, next up is, oh my gosh, guys, I know, I'm like weird. Okay, next up is the Comfort Zone palette from Wet n Wild. Everybody, and their mother has this palette. This is obviously the old one, the old formula. This was all shimmers, it had no mattes, and now they came out with this one, which is the Comfort Zone, but it's reformulated. And now, if I can get it open, because it opens to the side, there it is. It has two matte transitions right here and right here. And I think the formula is pretty much the same. I find that these are a little bit more pigmented than these. Maybe it's because my old one is old. And I bought it because everybody loved it, the Comfort Zone. And of course, this duochrome right here is beautiful. It's a dupe for MAC. What's it called? That pigment from MAC. If I find it, I will put it on the screen. But that one is a dupe for that. Now everybody has pretty much this color. It's everywhere. But it's that pretty, like brownish blue, and it's so pretty. And so I think it's a pretty palette. I just never did reach for it very much. I just didn't find a lot of use for it. There were a lot of shimmers, and I really, well, the only one I did like was this eyelid color right here. It's very pigmented, very pretty. But I don't know, I didn't reach for it very much. I also had the one that was called Petal Pusher. It was like a purpley one, and I got rid of that one. I decluttered it. I think I will be using this one a little bit more because it has transition shades. I have the other three that came out, and I am using the Nude Awakenings one a lot. I didn't think I was going to, but I'm using it a lot. So that's my unpopular opinion on this very popular Comfort Zone palettes. Okay, my last one. Yeah, oh my gosh, my sister is gonna strangle me because I think this is her favorite. It's the Modern Renaissance. Oh my gosh, yes, I know I'm throwing things, but the Modern Renaissance. Okay, when this first came out, people went crazy for it, and I waited. I didn't buy it when it first came out. I looked at the colors and I thought, wow, those are bold. Those are bold reds, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. I just looked at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that cool tone purple. And then it has like a bronzy, antique bronze. It's really pretty, but I found it to be a little bit not cohesive. Like I found it, I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? Okay. So I didn't buy it. My sister bought it. She loved it. She's like, oh my gosh, they blend themselves. And I'm like, okay. So I waited, and I had a 20% off, and I had some points, and I finally got it, and I paid like $23 or $24 for it. Since I bought it, I think I've used it a handful, maybe 5 or 6 times. It's pretty. It blends well. It's nice. The formula is very pigmented. Everybody knows. I don't need to tell you. And, you know, beat a dead horse on this palette because it is people's favorite. For me, I don't find that these colors are for me. And now, like, you know, it's been, I think it's been a year or two since this palette came out. There are so many dupes that you can find out there. Wet n Wild just came out with Rose in the Air, which is pretty much a dead-on dupe for the Modern Renaissance. Dead on. I mean, yeah, in swatches, this is a little bit less pigmented than this, but you can achieve the exact same look with that. Also, if I looked and I'm like, okay, dupes for the Modern Renaissance, and this is what it threw. Okay, the Color Icon Rose in the Air, the Coastal Scents Eyeshadow and Blush Palette, I don't have that one, the 35K from Morphe came up, the e.l.f. Matte for Matte Summer Breeze Palette, I don't have that one either, the 35F Fall into Frost, I have seen that one and swatched it, and yes, it has pretty much the same colors and more. The Coastal Scents Revealed 2, that one's really famous. The Neutrals versus Neutrals from Makeup Revolution, and I do have it, it's this one, I've given it a lot of love. Yes, it does look similar, see? It does look similar to the Modern Renaissance, and also Makeup Revolution came out with their reloaded palettes. They are $7, and the one in Vitality is also a dupe for Modern Renaissance, and it's $7. The NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette in Warm Neutrals. Yes, I have been on the verge of buying that one, but I don't need it. I have too many of those. And the NYX Lit Lingerie Shadow is this one. Yes, you have less colors. Oh my gosh, this is so hard to open. Yes, you have less colors, but you can get You can get, you know, if you like the cooler, like that cool purple, you can get a similar look with that. So I like the Modern Renaissance. I just don't think that you need to go out and, you know, spend $42 on it. I mean, if it's your favorite, please don't be offended. This is my opinion, just my opinion. I just think that it's a little bit not cohesive. It's pretty, it's pigmented, but it's also very hyped up. All right, so those are my unpopular opinions on very popular eyeshadow palettes. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you subscribe and leave me a comment. And please remember to stay joyfully beautiful. I will see you on my next video. Bye-bye.